Hello, friends. I am Chevy. Welcome to my shed. How are you today? How's life in your world? How's things where you are? I hope it's all fantastic. The other day, I made a comment about social media, and I received a few questions about social media. So I want to talk a little bit about social media. 3 times in like less than 10 seconds. That's pretty good, right? I said that I don't use social media, and then I said, well, I do YouTube, right? I do have social media accounts. I have a Twitter account, I have an Instagram account, I have Facebook. I have a Facebook account, and I have Facebook pages, which I guess are kind of the same thing, but also separate entities. And that's about it. I don't. Well, I use Reddit, but I don't really post on there. That sort of stuff. When I say that I don't use social media, it's not that I don't use it. I use it, but I only use it in an outgoing fashion. In other words, I'm not a very good friend to have on social media because I'm not going to see your posts. I don't. The chances that I will scroll on any of the social media platforms and see something that isn't immediately on the screen when I open the app is slim to none. I would say maybe once every 30 times I open one of those apps do I actually scroll. And that's usually because I'm waiting on my food to finish cooking or something, and I'm really not paying any attention, and I'm not about to actually read anything. And it's a bit of a problem, right? Because I have a lot of friends and colleagues who post really interesting and really good stuff on social media, whether it's written stuff or visual stuff. They post really good things, and I just don't ever see it, and I never get to be participating in their conversations. And part of the reason why is I don't have time to care. And that sounds really mean and rude, because I'm saying that I don't care what my friends are up to. But for the most part, I don't care what my friends are up to. There are a few exceptions, right? There are friends, like people that I know personally, that I have good connections with, that I talk to on a regular basis. I will keep up with some of their stuff because that's what I believe social media was supposed to be for. But I also have thousands of followers, and I follow hundreds of people on some of those platforms, and sadly, they're not friends. They're just people that I've met in my life that interest me, and that every now and then maybe I'll see something from them, but I'm not really keeping up with what they're going through in the world. And so yeah, I guess the answer is I really don't care that much. That's the truth. YouTube's a little bit different. I have probably, I would say there are 20 to 25, maybe even 30 creators on YouTube that I will drop what I'm doing when they publish a video to watch it. And then there's another 50 that I'll watch their videos fairly often, because here on YouTube, I can watch content that I want to watch. On the other platforms, I have to scroll. Sure, I know that there's possibilities for me to make lists, there's possibilities for me to search hashtags, there's possibilities for me to tune those apps to show me more relevant things. But the reality is I don't want to see relevant things. I want to see the friends that I want to see and see what they're up to on occasion, and that's about it. But instead, a lot of the time, like opening Twitter, for instance, I opened Twitter this week, and apparently there's something going on in the board gaming world that I'm supposed to be outraged about. Apparently there's artwork that is just ludicrous, and then the left got involved and said this is misogynistic, and then something happened, and now that's all anybody wants to talk about, and I just don't give a shit. I really don't care. It means nothing to me. It's a game I'll never see. I'll never purchase it. I'll never own it. I don't care. It means nothing to me. It means less than nothing. It's so much of what I see on those types of platforms are hurtful to me to just read, to just spend energy on it. I don't have enough time in my life to give a damn what this random person puts on the cover of their board game box. I just don't care. Like, I just move on. If I see something that I don't like, I go, well, I'm not going to buy that, and I move on. That's how I vote for these types of things. I don't vote for it by being vocal on platforms. I don't stand on a soapbox and try to throw things out to the world. There's a reason why 5 years of this show, I've maybe covered like 3-ish or 4-ish. Just a few. Off the top of my head, maybe a half dozen current events have I covered. I don't, because my opinion is useless. Like, it's less than useful, and I don't want to have a conversation about it because I'm not interested in having a conversation. Now, that being said, if I were to say something or do something that's really hurtful and harmful, if I was to be a misogynist or be a racist or be any of those things, then yeah, I would fully expect people to push back against me, and I would hope that I would learn from that. And in fact, it's happened. I have said some things, and some people have called me on it, and I went, oh, yeah, duh. Like, I see that. I shouldn't have done that, or I shouldn't have said that, and I will retract. But I think sometimes people have nothing better to do, and they will spend their life taking up a cause that they feel is justified, and they will try to force others to also feel that way. And it's just, I don't have time for it. So if you're one of my social media friends and I don't ever respond to you, it's because I just don't see your stuff. I don't ever scroll. I don't have time for that. And maybe I'm part of the problem because of that. That's fine. You can tell me that I'm part of the problem because I don't help spread the good word of whichever side of the argument you're on. Go for it. What do you think? Do you often find yourself engaged in social media kerfuffles? I wonder if that's in the book. Let me know in the comments. Thank you for being here as always. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, being amazing friends and wonderful people. I really appreciate you. And I'll see you again tomorrow. Today's word you should know to sound smart is equable. It is an adjective meaning unvarying, steady, and free from extremes. He spake of love, such love as spirits feel, in words whose course is equable and pure. William Wordsworth, a British romantic poet. Equable. E-Q-U-A-B-L-E. That's a very, he spake of love. Yeah. Anyway. I try to be free from extremes. Am I equable?